Okay, wrestling fans, this is Herb Abrams again, and it's time for our main event. Steve Dr. Death Williams and Paul Orndorff in a Lumberjack match. This match has been signed to settle a very violent feud. Without further ado, let's go. This is the long-awaited match we've been waiting for, the Lumberjack match, pitting Steve Dr. Death Williams against Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff. Making their way down the aisle, the Power Twins, Don the Rock Morocco. Remember, these 10 men surrounding the ring are there for the rules of the Lumberjack match, which are for these men to throw the guy who gets thrown out of the ring back into the squared circle. If Steve Dr. Death Williams or Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff gets thrown out the ring, it is the job of these 10 men to throw them back in the ring. Coming down the aisle, the unpredictable one, Cactus Jack. What mayhem is going to happen with Cactus Jack around ringside? Also on ringside, Corporal Chris Michaels, Steve the Wild Thing Ray coming down the aisle, Sonny Beach from Santa Monica, California, Tom Chippendale Brandy around the ring, Sonny Blaze, all the top stars of the UWF are surrounding the ring. Cowboy Bob Orton now coming down at ringside. Wow, what a match this is going to be. These two men have yet to settle their score, and tonight's the night we hope that this match will be settled. The Lumberjack match. And coming down the aisle now, one of the contestants from Oklahoma, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, now entering the ring. And he'll be facing from Brandon, Florida, Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, as he comes storming down the ring.
My apologies, my apologies. This is Mr. Orndorff. There they go. Orndorff and Williams.
Well, you knew this was coming. You knew that as soon as the second guy came in the ring, they were going to go after each other, and there they go.
Orndorff headbutted by Steve Dr. Death Williams. The last time these two guys went in the ring, they could barely walk out of it. They were both bloodied and both nearly crippled their way back to the dressing room. They both suffered injuries in the match, and you may recall last week, Williams had a bruise over his right eye that was opened up, and we didn't think he was hit very hard, so we'll see if that is still healing.
Well, I would be very surprised if that wound does not open up again, because keep in mind, that was just last week. You know, a week doesn't close a gash, okay? And the fact that he's going to be taking these blows as he's taken so far with a guy like Orndorff, I'd bet most anything that wound will reopen and you're going to see blood on Williams' head.
It's a foot to the midsection. He just took a shot on the turnbuckle. That is the type of blow that can easily cut open an eye. Boy, these two guys have been waiting a long time for this one. The Lumberjacks outside the ring, by the way. Power Twins, Don Morocco, Chris Michaels, Cactus Jack, Steve Ray, Sonny Beach, the Ace, Cowboy Bob Orton, Carmine Albano.
But you know, Craig, the objective here is that one of these guys get thrown out of the ring. People cannot be partial out there. They got to throw him back in the ring, regardless who it is. And often what happens here, this favoritism will take place.
See, Orndorff came out to the side of Cactus Jack. Everything. No.
Now look
wait a
at
minute.
this.
They're
look at this.
They're giving him the business over there.
Sure, they're giving him the business. They're rough with him, and okay, throw him back in.
A little bit. Look at Orton. He's saying, yeah, I got a couple of shots here.
You know, their job is anybody who comes out to just get him back in the ring, and that's it. And you'll see as the match progresses that there are some of these people out there, if it's the guy that they get along with, then they'll take care of him, you know, and maybe encourage him or not rush him to get back in the ring. And that shouldn't happen, you know.
Have you heard of any side deals before the match set up? Does that happen? Or Dr. Death talking to a let's say Bob Orton, for example?
Hey, listen.
Some money under the table?
Who knows?
All right, here's Dr. Death outside. Let's see, the Power Twins are on him. Morocco trying to get over there. Who else is there? Brandy, they get him back in. Then
well, Morocco rushed over to get him in because the Power Twins were taking a good old time. You know, they weren't in such a hurry to throw Williams back in.
This match is really made for both of these guys. And I say that because of their terrific shape. Because most matches, if you do go outside the ring, you can take your time up to 10 seconds at least and get your breath at least before you get back in. This kind of match, oh, you see the excruciating hold there. You never had a chance to get your breath. You're thrown right back into the action.
Right. It's just about anything and everything goes. I mean, you have a referee in there, but he's not going to break any holds or anything, things like that. So it's go, and it's usually you very seldom in a lumberjack match see what I call a wrestling match. You will not see really wrestling holds being applied, because this is a brawl. This is where two guys are really out to do each other. You're going to see a lot of vicious blows, kicks, punches, buckles, over the top rope, all sorts of violent moves like that.
If you had to pick a side to go out from our broadcast position in the camera location, to the right side of Morocco is where he would want, or rather Orton was where he would want to go out, and Williams would want to go out to that left corner, because you see Cactus Jack and Orton and the Power Twins to the left, and to the right it is Brandy, Sunny Beach, Wild Thing Ray, and Morocco.
I've seen some Lumberjack. I've been involved with quite a few Lumberjacks matches myself throughout my career, but I've seen sometimes where a guy who will have probably made a deal with some of his friends, because if he gets tired, he's getting the worst of it, he himself will go out toward where these people are, because he knows that they're going to protect him a little bit, and if some of the other guys come around, that they'll block him out just to give him a little rest to recoup. So you see a lot of stuff going on that shouldn't be going on. I'm not saying that we've seen any of it here so far. We really haven't. But as they say, the match is still young, so we'll see.
All right, a good look at some of the Lumberjacks looking on here as Williams applying the pressure to the ankle of Mr. Wonderful. And now, good effective boot to the thigh. You see Orton and Jack, they look like two kids trying to get into a game. They don't look like they're going to be too happy sitting down. And there's a great kick as Orton was down. And they throw Williams right back into him.
You see how quickly they threw him in, because he went out where Morocco was, and immediately saw the beach, and Steve Ray came running. Now, I assure you, if Williams had gone out over the other side with the Power Twins and Cactus Jack, they'd still be out there.
That was some impressive move by Orndorff, lying in that prone position to fire up a kick and knock out big Steve Williams. Close-up, looks like nothing is opened up yet. Williams taken down. Good leg stretch. Orndorff is a good tactician, isn't he?
Yeah, what's he going for? A figure four leg lock here?
Tried to, but he ended up taking a boot right to the face. That'll give Williams time to get out of the middle of the fracas. Williams coming for the charge, the Oklahoma Stampede, and he knocks down the ace.
When Williams delivers that tackle, I mean, he really, you know, he knows how to use his weight. What's he going to go for here? Backbreaker.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a pile driver. Now it's a backbreaker. On Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful.
This used to be my favorite submission hold, especially throughout the 60s and 70s. I always used to use this as a finishing hold. Well, devastating move.
You don't see it very often, though, do you?
No, not anymore.
Look at that backdrop by Orndorff. Lumberjacks, 10 of them around the ring. There's Chris Michaels, Cactus Jack. Orndorff into the corner. Here comes Dr. Death. Gets out of the way. He may have cracked his head against that steel pipe.
I don't think he hit it with his head. I think his shoulder hit that top buckle there. I don't think he hit it with his head, because if he had, I think it'd be on that mat yet.
He is reaching toward his eyebrow, and let's see. Yes, it's cut open. Yes, sir, Bruno.
So far, you'd have to say that the match is really going back and forth. You know, it seems like Orndorff's got the advantage. Looks like he's really got things under control, and then boom, here comes Williams. And then the same thing. Williams really gets things under control, and boom, here comes Paul. I mean, it's just been going back and forth like that since the match first started. Here's Orndorff going over the top rope. Now, if you can let a massive blow from up there, like a...
He comes down with the elbow drop.
I thought he was going to try to... Oh, if he gets a pile driver, he's in.
He's trying for it. Look, Cactus Jack making his way into the ring. What's he doing there?
See, now, that's right. Because if he would have succeeded with that... Oh, my, the referee gets knocked out.
Yeah, referee got knocked down there. And Orton trying to keep all the other Lumberjacks out. Look at that. Mike was trying to wake up referee.
Now you see what we're saying there. Look what Orton is doing. He's blocking Orndorff from going out, and Williams is just pounding and pounding away. Referee's unconscious there. What happens here?
What happens is Orndorff ends up taking a beating. That's what happens.
Well, I know, but what's a suitcase? Look at this.
Now he's got,
Now, told us through
he's got
that
a suitcase in there.
Oh,
He's going to
boy.
try and pile drive on the suitcase. He's clotheslined by Morocco.
He was going to try to pile drive on top of that suitcase.
Yes, he was. Now they're trading big rights. Look at Morocco. He thought he was coming here as a lumberjack. Now he's in the middle of the square circle. And he's trading rights with Steve. Dr. Death Williams as Mr. Wonderful tries to recoup. Morocco, atomic drops him.
There's
And
that
Orndorff's got the suitcase. Can't use it as a weapon.
Now,
We got a bell.
now, wait a minute. The referee just rang the bell. Now, the question is, does he know who knocked him out? Or did he see Orndorff with that suitcase?
Well, it sounded a little premature to me. He didn't actually hit him with it. Although
Well, but it has to be one of those two things. Either he caught Williams hitting him and disqualifying him for that, or he caught Orndorff with that suitcase. But
Steve Williams is disqualified for hitting the referee. The winner, Paul Orndorff.
For hitting the referee, okay.
wow. Herb Abrams is in the middle of the square circle. Let's go down to him.
Paul Orndorff, again, something has occurred to prevent you from defeating Steve Williams. What do you want to do about it?
Well, it's obvious to see that these people out here are very upset. I don't like to win a match like that. That's like kissing your mama. There's only one way to settle this, Herb. And I want to ask you and the officials of the UWF to take this challenge to Dr. Death Steve Williams. I want a cage match. That's the only way.
I think the fans should decide that.
Who wants to have a cage match? Let's hear it, baby. Come on. Let's hear it. Come on. Let's hear it. Let's hear it out there. Come on. Let's hear it. Hey, you tell Dr. Death, anytime, anywhere, I don't care, no referee, it doesn't matter. I want a cage match with him, and we're going to settle this thing once and for all. It was deliberate. You saw what he tried to do to me.
Why don't you tell him?
You're the dead gum president here, ain't you? It's up to you to do that. You tell Dr. Death he deliberately hit the referee. He not only tried to do that, but he tried to permanently put me out of wrestling. Tried to power drive me with a suitcase. You saw what he tried to do, and enough is enough.
Some strong words from Mr. Wonderful. You never would know he won it.
Paul Orndorff demanding a steel cage match from Steve Dr. Death Williams. We're going to talk to Steve Williams and see if he'll accept that challenge.